The year is 2023, and 1,700 people are becoming millionaires every day. In fact, almost 22 million people in the US have a net worth of over $1 million. And keep in mind that the population of the US is only 332 million people, and about 73 million of those are under the age of 18. So that means that 8.5% of eligible adults in the US are millionaires. And of those millionaires, 3% of them inherited it, which means that 97% earned it. Do you want to be one of those people? Hi friends, Joseph here. In this video, we're going to go over the first thing you need to do right now in order to put you on the path of a successful millionaire. Dr. Covey was an American educator that once said, "All things are created twice. There's a mental or first creation and a physical or second creation of all things." Take the construction of a home, for example. You create it in every detail before you ever hammer the first nail into place. Then you reduce it to a blueprint and develop construction plans. You have to make sure that the blueprint, the first creation, is really what you want and you've thought everything through. Then you put it into bricks and mortar. You begin with the end in mind. So what does that mean for you? That means that before you become a millionaire, you have to create a blueprint, a path, a plan. That plan is what I call a mission statement. But before I get into what a mission statement is, let me ask you this question. Do you believe that you can become a millionaire? Or how about a multimillionaire? Do you believe that you can own a business or multiple businesses? Do you feel that you, yes, you, can do this? Well, if you're feeling doubt, there's probably a reason for this. You see, if you're anything like me, you've been conditioned to feel and think that you can never obtain anything in this life except that which is ordinary. You've simply been programmed to live a life that's been scripted for you by others, whether that's by family, friends, or associates. And now you have a choice. Either you can choose to become something according to your own plan, or you can go with the default and live other people's scripts that they've written for you. So which one will you choose? Now is the time to decide. You are the creator of your own destiny. And if you ultimately choose to make this leap of faith to become successful, then you will need to start with a mission statement. So you're probably asking yourself, Joseph, how do I make a mission statement? Well, let's go through that together. So keep in mind that a mission statement has a lot of personal information. And no, I won't be sharing my juicy personal information with you on camera today. But I will tell you what a mission statement is and how to go about it. So to begin, find a nice quiet place where you can meditate. And yes, I say meditate, because this is going to take your all. It requires your thoughts, emotions, and your whole self. So make sure you can give it your all. This process will require the 4 human endowments that makes us unique from animals. Namely, creative imagination, self-awareness, conscience, and independent will. So once you find a nice, quiet spot, calm your mind and close your eyes. Create and find peace. Now go back with me and ponder on your past, and this is critical, without judgment. Because there's plenty of people in this world willing to attack you. So don't do that to yourself. So as you go back with me, think about your past mistakes. What are your regrets? What do you hate about your past? And let it sink in. And remember who you were at that time. Again, think about this objectively. Acknowledge that what happened was not your best moment. And then congratulate yourself on acknowledging that you learned that you made the wrong choice and experience the consequences of it. Had you not learned this lesson, you wouldn't have just thought of it. Now remember the consequences. The guilt, the shame, the people you hurt, and the hurt you felt yourself. Remember who you were at that time, and then open your eyes and ask, who do I want to be? Now close your eyes again, and this time, think of the future. Where do you want to be in 1 year, or 5 years, or 10 years? Reach far. How about 20 years? Who is that person that you see? What is he doing? Is that person happy? In what environment do you see that person? Are they successful? In what ways are they successful? What attributes do they have? Now imagine all the things it takes between now and in that future time in order to get there. That is the path forward. And even though it seems a little unclear, we'll develop that vision as time goes on. But the mission statement is just a place to begin. So as you think about all of this stuff, let it sink in, like really let it sink in. Take some time. If you need to pause this video, that's okay. And as you think about this, your true desires should really radiate out until you feel renewed energy filling your whole body and raising your heart rate a little bit. And if done properly, this should make you feel as though there's an attractive person in the room and those feelings are swarming around in your gut. So you should start to feel these desires pushing you and pulling you towards that ultimate goal of who you want to become. Now open your eyes and begin to write. Think about all the past memories you have and all the pains you felt. the pain you've caused others, your failures. Think about all of those things and let them really soak in. Now, look forward. Think about the person you want to become. Write that down. And then as time goes on, you'll be able to fill in all the gaps between now and that person in the future. When writing about this person in the future, include all the values that are necessary and are attributed to that person. Think about honesty, integrity. Think about universal virtues. Things that people generally hold to be very dear and true, like forgiveness, kindness, humility, honesty. These are all universal virtues that pretty much everyone holds to be true and important. These virtues will serve as a solid foundation for you to help keep you out of danger as you become more successful. This will prevent you from falling back into childhood scripts when times get tough. So it's okay if this takes like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. It's okay if it takes 3 hours or 3 days to do this whole process of a mission statement. So remember that this is a living document, and as your vision becomes clearer of the future, you can go back and modify it and change it. That's okay. Just make sure that you modify it in accordance with your values. And as it becomes more clear, it should inspire your heart and drive you forward. And as you learn more specifically of how to achieve your goals, you'll be able to write that and include that in your mission statement and make a full-scale plan of how you're going to accomplish the things that you want to achieve. Now this is important, so pay attention. Take all that you just barely thought of, all of this vision that you just imagined, and write it down. Once you write it down, print it out, laminate it, fold it, put it somewhere where you're going to review it every single day, whether that's in your wallet or in your purse. When you read this statement every day, it should be able to bring your focus back in and drive you forward with new energy. So when I read my mission statement, it does exactly that. It drives me forward, it brings my focus back on the things that I have done that I'm not very proud of, and then it helps me to focus in on the future, leaving the past behind. Now you see, a lot of people think that they can't achieve their goals because of a lack of discipline. But that's not true. Really, they can't achieve their goals because of a lack of vision. Let me share a story from Dr. Covey. In 1952, a woman named Florence Chadwick decided to attempt a 26-mile swim between the California coastline and the Catalina Island. During her swim, Chadwick traveled with a team whose job it was to keep an eye out for the sharks and be prepared to assist in the event of unexpected cramps, injury, or fatigue. Roughly 15 hours into her swim, a thick fog began to set in, clouding Chadwick's vision and confidence. She swam for another hour before deciding to call it quits. As she sat in the teetering boat, she discovered that if she just continued for another mile, she would have reached Catalina Island. You see, she didn't have a lack of discipline. She had a lack of vision. In becoming a successful millionaire, you have to have a plan and a vision. You want to have a plan of what kind of person you want to be, and then develop a plan forward on how to achieve that money within that framework. Now this is critical. Do not let the money dampen your vision of the person you want to be. So there you have it. That's the first step to becoming a successful millionaire. And this will affect every aspect of your life, relationships, your health, your spirituality, everything. So it's critical that you start with this step. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be putting out a video every week. And if you have a certain question that you want to be addressed, just comment in the comment section below and I can address that in one of my next videos. I hope I've helped you in some kind of way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.